welcome back to my channel. I'm Karina, living Lean Six Sigma, or Lean Success, where I live, breathe, do continuous improvement. We're back on Powerplant. We're on part 4, and our section that we're working is engine fire protection systems. Question: which of the following fire detection systems are commonly used in an engine nacelle? Answer: KIDDY, a KIDDY continuous loop. Note, in addition to fire and overheat detection, the KIDDY continuous loop system can supply nacelle temperature data to the airplane condition monitoring function of the aircraft in flight monitoring system, AIMS, AIMS. Question: what is the function of a fire detection system? Answer: to activate a warning device in the event of a power plant fire. Question: refer to the figure. Determine the fire extinguisher container pressure limit when the temperature is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Answer: so you'd follow here, and your answer is 338 minimum to 424 maximum. Note, since 75 degrees Fahrenheit is halfway between 70 and 80, you must find the minimum and maximum. Question: how are most aircraft turbine engine fire extinguishing systems activated? Answer: electrically discharged cartridges. Note, most aircraft turbine engine fire extinguishing systems use a high rate discharge HRD bottle that contains some type of freon pressurized with nitrogen. Note, these are kind of explosive charges, so maybe don't stand right next to it. Question: how does carbon dioxide, CO2, extinguish an aircraft engine fire? Answer: contact with the air converts the liquid into snow and gas, which smothers the flames. Question: what retains the nitrogen charge and fire extinguishing agent in a high rate of discharge HRD container? Answer: breakable disc and fusible disc. Note, HRD containers are sealed with a breakable disc that is cut by an explosive cartridge, and then there are also fusible discs that will rupture and release the agent if the temperature surrounding the container becomes excessive. If the bottle is discharged by a normal method, a yellow indicator disc will blow out, but if it is discharged by an over temperature condition, the red indicator disc will blow out. Question: a continuous loop fire detection is what type of detector? Answer: overheat detector. Question: what is the operating principle of the spot detector sensor in a fire detection system? Answer: a bimetallic thermo switch that closes when heated to a high temperature. Question: how is the fire extinguishing agent distributed in the engine section? Answer: spray nozzles and perforated tubing. Remember this: spray nozzles and perforated tubing for fire extinguishing agents in the engine section. Question: which of the following is the safest fire extinguishing agent to use from a standpoint of toxicity and corrosion hazards? Answer: bromotrifluoromethane, which is also known as halon 1301. That one's a trick question. Question: which of the following is not, I repeat, is not used to detect fires in reciprocating engine nacelles? Answer: smoke detectors. Question: what is the principle of operation of the continuous loop fire detector system sensor? Answer: core resistance material which prevents current flow at normal temperatures. Question: the most satisfactory extinguishing agent for a tailpipe or intake fire is? Answer: carbon dioxide. Question. The explosive cartridge in the discharge valve of a fire extinguisher container is, answer, a life-dated unit. Note, the service life of a fire extinguisher discharge cartridge is recommended by the manufacturer, usually in terms of hours. Some cartridges have a service life of 5,000 hours. Cool. Question. What does one type of Fenwal fire detection system use spot detectors wired in parallel between two separate circuits? Answer. So that the single fault may exist in the system without sounding a false alarm. Note, the system can withstand one fault, either an electrical open circuit or a short to ground, without sounding a false fire warning. Question. Which of the following fire detection systems measures temperature rise compared to a reference temperature? Answer. Thermocouple. Question. The pulling out or down of an illuminated fire handle in a typical large jet aircraft fire protection system commonly accomplishes what event? Answer. Closes fuel shutoff, closes hydraulic shutoff, disconnects the generator field, and arms the fire extinguishing system. Question. A fire detection system operates on a principle of buildup of gas pressure within a tube proportional to temperature. Which of the following systems does this statement define? Answer. Lindbergh Continuous Element System. Lindbergh Continuous Element System. Question. The fire detection system that uses a single wire surrounded by a continuous string of ceramic beads in a tube is the, answer, Fenwal system. Fenwal system. Question. The fire detection system that uses two wires embedded in a ceramic core within a tube is the, answer, Kitty system. Kitty system. Question. A fuel or oil fire is defined as a, answer, Class B fire. Remember, a Class A fire involves ordinary combustible materials such as wood, paper, cloth, upholstery. Class B involves flammable petroleum products or other flammable or combustible liquids, so B liquids. C involves energized electrical circuit, so C energy. And then Class D fire is fire in a flammable metal, so D fire, or D for difficult. Question. A fire detection system that operates on the rate of temperature rise is a, answer, thermocouple system. Rate of temperature. So you're taking the differential or rate. You have a reference temperature, and then you have a temperature that's changing. Question. A fire involving energized electrical equipment is defined as, answer, a Class C fire, C electrical. Question. Two continuous loop fire detection systems that will not test due to a broken detector elements are the, answer, Kitty system and the Fenwal system, both of those. Question. Which statement best describes the blowout type indicator disc on a fixed fire extinguishing system? Answer. When the yellow indicator disc is missing, it indicates the fire extinguishing system has been normally discharged. So yellow had to do with fusing, I believe, right? And then red was something else. So red is blowout, which would indicate that the extinguisher has been discharged on an overheat or thermal condition. Okay. Question. The most satisfactory extinguishing agent for an electrical fire is, answer, carbon dioxide. Question. Which of the following fire detection systems will detect a fire when an element is inoperative but will not test when the test circuit is energized? Answer: the Kitty system and the Fenwell system. Question: which of the following fire detection system uses heat in a normal testing of the system? Answer: the thermocouple system and the Lindbergh system. The thermocouple system and the Lindbergh system. Question: after a fire is extinguished or overheat conditions removed in an aircraft equipped with a cistern Donner fire detector, the detection system, answer, automatically resets. Note, when a fire that has been detected by the cistern Donner pneumatic fire detection unit is extinguished and the temperature drops, the hydrogen gas that had been released inside the detection unit is reabsorbed and the pressure in the tube is reduced. This opens the pneumatic switch and the system returns to normal, ready to signal another fire or overheat condition. Question: the use of water on Class D fires, answer, will cause the fire to burn more violently and will cause explosions. It's like adding water to oil that's already on fire. Like, it's just gonna smear it everywhere. Let's see. Note, water used on a magnesium fire will accelerate the burning and cause an explosion. Special dry powders are available for use whenever metal fires are possible. Question: for fire detection and extinguishing purposes, aircraft power plant areas are divided into fire zones based on, answer, the volume and smoothness of the airflow through engine compartments. Question: refer to the figure. What are the fire extinguisher container pressure limits when the temperature is 50 degrees Fahrenheit? So you're going to follow the line 50 degrees from the x-axis. You go up until it intersects with the gauge reading. And then from this point, follow it to the left, or your y-axis, and that's where it intersects. All right, our next section is engine electrical systems. Question: what device is used to convert alternating current, which has been induced into the loops of the rotating armature of the DC generator, to direct current? Answer: a commutator. Commutator. No, a commutator is the mechanical switch or the rectifier that converts the alternating current within the rotating armature. This one's a trick question. Question: a certain direct current series motor mounted within an aircraft draws more amps during the start than when it is running under its rated load. The most logical conclusion that may be drawn is, answer, the condition is normal for this type of motor. Note, a series wound DC motor draws a very high current as it starts. Question: the stationary field strength in a direct current generator is varied. Answer: according to the load requirements. Question: what type of electric motor is generally used with a direct cranking engine starter? Answer: direct current series wound motor. Direct current series wound motor. Question: upon what does the output frequency of an AC generator alternator depend on? Answer: the speed of rotation and the number of field poles. Question: a high surge of current is required when a DC electric motor is first started. As the speed of the motor increases, answer, the counter EMF builds up and opposes the applied EMF, thus reducing the current flow through the armature. Question: alternators AC generators that are driven by a constant speed drive, CSD, mechanism are used to regulate the alternator to a constant what? Answer, Hertz output. Hertz. Question, what is used to polish commutators or slip rings? Answer, 00 sandpaper. Note a crocus, anyway, CROCUS cloth and aluminum oxide are conductive and can cause a short circuit between the commutator segments. Question, if a generator is malfunctioning, its voltage can be reduced to residual by actuating the answer, generator master switch. Note, most modern aircraft use a split-type master switch, which allows the generator or alternator to be turned off without disconnecting the battery from the aircraft electrical system. Question, if the points in a vibrator-type voltage regulator stick in the closed position while the generator is operating, what will be the probable result? Answer, the generator output voltage will increase. Question, why is a constant speed drive CSD used to control the speed of some aircraft engine-driven generators? Answer, so that the frequency of the alternating current output will remain constant. Question, according to the electron theory of flow of electricity, when a properly functioning DC alternator and voltage regulating system is charging an aircraft's battery, the direction of current flow through the battery is, answer, is into the negative terminal and out the positive terminal. This one is a trick question. Note, there are two ways of thinking about the direction of current flow in an electrical circuit. The actual movement of electrons, which are negatively charged of electricity, is from negative to positive. Okay. So the reference from which this question was taken considers current flow to be from negative to positive. Question, aircraft that operates more than one generator connected to a common electrical system must be provided with, answer, individual generator switches that can be operated from the flight deck during flight. Question, the most effective method of regulating aircraft direct current generator output is to vary what? According to the load requirements, the answer, strength of the stationary fields. Strength of the stationary field. Question, electric motors are often classified according to the method of connecting the field coils and armature. Aircraft engine starter motors are generally which type? Answer, series. Series. It's in series because of their high torque. Question, as the generator load is increased within its rated capacity, the voltage will, answer, remain constant and the amperage output will increase. Question, as the flux density in the field of a DC generator increases and the current flow to the system increases, then the answer, force required to turn the generator increases. So when flux density increases, current flow increases, then force required to turn the generator also increases. Question, what is the purpose of a reverse current cutout relay? Answer, it opens the main generator circuit whenever the generator voltage drops below the battery voltage. Question, generator voltage will not build up when the field is flashing and solder is found on the brush cover plate. These are most likely indications of, answer, an open armature. Question, why is it unnecessary to flash the field of the exciter on a brushless alternator? Answer, permanent magnets are installed in the main field poles. Question. One way that the automatic ignition relight system are activated on gas turbine engines is by a answer, drop in compressor discharge pressure. Question. How are the rotor windings of an aircraft alternator usually excited? Answer. By a variable direct current. By a variable direct current. Rotator windings in an alternator. Okay. Question. What precaution is usually taken to prevent electrolyte from freezing in a lead-acid battery? Answer. Keep the battery fully charged. Question. What is the amp hour rating of a storage battery that is designed to deliver 45 amps for 2.5 hours? Answer. 112.5 amp hours. So you would just multiply the two? Yeah. Okay. Question. How many hours will a 140 amp hour battery deliver 15 amps? Answer. 9.33. You just divide. Question. And if you don't know the formula, you don't need to. Just look at the units. Yeah, look at the units. So let's say you have 140 amp hours and you're dividing by amps so that you get hours remaining, right? So you don't need to sometimes know the formula. Just look at the units and the units will guide you. Question. What is a basic advantage of using AC for electrical power for a large aircraft? Answer. AC systems operate at higher voltage than DC systems and therefore use less current and can use smaller and lighter weight wiring. You always want to go lighter on the aircraft. Question. What are two types of AC motors that are used to produce a relatively high torque? Ooh, answer. Three-phase induction and capacitor start. Question. True and false. Statement number 1. Alternators are rated in volt amps, which is a measure of apparent power being produced by the generator. Statement 2. Alternating current has the advantage over direct current in that its voltage and current can easily be stepped up or stepped down. Answer. Both statements are true. Question. What is the frequency of most aircraft alternating current? Answer. 400 Hertz. Question. The reason for flashing the field in a generator is to answer. Restore residual magnetism to the field frame. Restore residual magnetism to the field frame. Question. The part of a DC alternator power system that prevents reverse flow of current from the battery to the alternator is the answer. Rectifier. Think of it as like a diode. Current can go in one way, but it can't go back the other. Question. The generating system of an aircraft charges the battery by using answer. Constant voltage and varying current. The generator system of an aircraft charges the battery by using constant voltage and varying current. Question. A constant current method of charging a NiCad nickel-cadmium battery is answer. Is the method most effective in maintaining cell balance? Question. Refer to the figure. The following data concerning the installation of an electrical unit is known. Current requirements for continuous operation 11 amps, measured cable length 45 feet, system voltage 20 volts, do not exceed 1 volt drop. The cable in the conduit and bundles. What is the minimum size copper electrical cable that may be selected? What you do is you draw a diagonal line downward and to the left parallel to the 10 amp line. All right, draw a diagonal line downward and to the left parallel to the 10 amp line, 1/5 of the way between the 10 amp and 15 amp diagonal. Draw a line horizontally to the right from the 45-foot mark in the right-hand column. These two lines intersecting between the vertical lines for a 12 gauge and a 12 gauge wire, always select the larger wire. Question: which of the following aircraft circuits do not contain a fuse circuit breaker? Answer: starter circuit. Note, an extremely high current draw in a locked rotor condition, the condition where the current begins to flow, of an aircraft starter would make a fuse in this type of circuit impractical. Question: the maximum number of terminals that may be connected to any one terminal stud in an aircraft electrical system is? Answer: 4. Question: what is the maximum number of bonding jumper wires that may be attached to one terminal grounded to a flat surface? Answer: 4. Question: starter brushes should be replaced when they are worn down to? Answer: 1/2 of the original length. All right. Question: when installing an electrical switch, under which of the following conditions should the switch be derated from its nominal current rating? Answer: direct current motor circuits. Direct current motor circuits. Question: the resistance of the current return path through the aircraft is always considered negligible, provided the? Answer: structure is adequately bonded. Question: in order to reduce the possibility of ground shorting the circuits when the connectors are separated for maintenance, the AN and MS electrical connectors should be installed with the? Answer: pin section on the ground side of the electrical circuit. Pin section on the ground side of the electrical circuit. Question: when does current flow through the coil of a solenoid operated electrical switch? Answer: continuously as long as the control circuit is complete. Question: when a 28 volt 75 amp generator is installed on an aircraft, an electrical load analysis ground check is performed and it is determined that the battery is furnishing 57 amps to the system. With all the electrical equipment operating, this indicates? Answer: the load will be within the generator's load limit. Note, this battery furnishes 57 amps to the system. It does this at 24 volts of the battery. At the 28 volts put out by the generator, 66.5 amps will flow. If this load can be monitored, it is within the generator's load limit. However, there is no way to monitor the amount of load on the system. The load should be restricted to 60 amps, which is 80% of the generator's output. Question: what type of lubricant may be used to aid in pulling electrical wires or cables through the conduit? Answer: soapstone, talc. Soapstone, talc. Oh man. Question: bonding jumpers should be designed and installed in such a manner that they? Answer: provide a low electrical resistance in the ground circuit. Question: when the starter switch to an aircraft gas turbine engine starter generator is energized and the engine fails to rotate, one of the probable causes would be the? Answer: starter solenoid is defective. Question: arcing, at the brushes and burning of the commutators of a motor may be caused by, answer, a weak brush spring. Weak brush spring. Question. The maximum allowable voltage drop between the generator and the bus bar is, answer, 2% of the regulated voltage. Question. On-off two-position engine electrical switches should be installed, answer, so the on position is reached by a forward or upward motion. Question. When selecting an electrical switch for installation in an aircraft circuit utilizing a direct current motor, answer, a derated factor should be applied. Note, DC electric motors have a high inrush of current when the switch is first closed. This is because the current limiting counter electromotive force is not produced until the motor is turning. Switches use an electric motor circuit must be derated for the factor of 3 for a 24-volt motor and by a factor of 2 for a 12-volt motor. Question. When installing electrical wiring parallel to a fuel line, the wiring should be, answer, above the fuel line. Ooh, refer to the figure. Okay, take a pen and paper out. In a 28-volt system, what is the maximum continuous current, the I, that can be carried by a single number 10 copper wire, 25 feet long, routed in free air? Answer, 35 amps. Okay. Okay. All right, so follow the 20-foot horizontal line. Horizontal, right? 25 feet, so wire length in feet, right? And we want it in the 28 column, so that's this one. Go all the way down to here, so it's just above the 25 and just below the 30, okay? So you go to the right until it intersects with the vertical line for a 10 gauge. 10 gauge, so that's right down here, okay? So I'm gonna go all the way here and then stop, okay? Because that's where the 10 is, all right? And then the intersection occurs between 30 amps and 40 amps. Let's see. Yes, it is. This means that a 10 gauge wire can carry 35 amps for 25 feet and not have more than 1 volt drop in a 28 volt circuit. The intersection is below curve 1, which means that the wire could not carry this much current if it were routed in a bundle, but is well above curve 2, which is down here, so it can carry this much current as a single wire routed in free air. Question. What speed must an 8-pole AC generator turn to produce 400 hertz? Answer, 6,000 RPM, so you would do 400 hertz times 120, because that's the frequency, and then divide by 8. So define the speed of an 8-pole, okay, 8-pole, that's where 8 comes from. There must produce 400 hertz, so you can already combine those two numbers, and then multiply the frequency by 120. So I think that's something you have to already know. And your answer is 6,000 RPMs. Okay. Question. How many basic types of circuit breakers are used in power plant installation electrical systems? Answer, 3. We have push to reset, push pull, and toggle type. Question. Which FAR, Federal Aviation Regulation, specifies that each resettable circuit protective device requires a manual operation to restore service after the device has interrupted the circuit? Answer, 14 CFR Part 23. Note, this is 14 CFR 23.1357, C as in Charlie 1. Question. Which FAR requirement prevents the use of automatic reset circuit breakers? Answer, the same one, 14 CFR 23. Question. The time current capacities of a circuit breaker or fuse must be, answer, below those of the associated conductor. Below those of the associated conductor. Question. True or false? Statement number 1. Most modern aircraft use circuit breakers rather than fuses to protect their electrical circuits. Number 2. FAR Part 23 requires that all electrical circuits incorporate some sort of circuit protective device. Answer, only statement 1 is true. Statement true is false. 14 CFR 23.1357 states that protected devices such as a fuse or circuit breaker must be installed in all electrical circuits other than the main circuit of the starter motors, the circuits in which no hazard is presented by their omission. Question. Electrical switches are rated according to the, answer, voltage in the current they can control. Question. Electrical circuit protection devices are installed primarily to protect the, answer, the wiring. The wiring. Question. True or false? Statement number 1. Electrical circuit protection devices are rated based on the amount of current that can be carried without overheating the wire insulation. Number 2. A trip-free circuit breaker makes it impossible to manually hold the circuit closed while excessive current is flowing. Answer, both statements are true. Question. Which of the following FAR, Federal Aviation Regulations, require that all aircraft using fuses as a circuit protected device carry 1 spare set of fuses or 3 spare fuses of each kind required? This is a quote. Answer, 14 CFR 91.205, C as in Charlie, Part 6. The answer, which is good enough, is 14 CFR 91. Question. What is the smallest terminal stud allowed for an aircraft electrical power system? Answer, number 10. However, smaller studs are used in some operational systems in the aircraft. See, this is a trick question. Question. A typical barrier type aircraft terminal strip is made of, answer, paper-based phenolic compound. Phenolic, that one, that kind of compound. Question. A term commonly used when 2 or more electrical terminals are installed on a single lug of a terminal strip is, answer, stacking. 2 or more terminals on a single lug is called stacking. Question, true or false? Statement number 1. Electric wires larger than 10 gauge use insulated terminals. Number 2. Electrical wires smaller than 10 gauge use insulated terminals. Answer, statement 1 is true. Statement true is false. Electrical wires smaller than 10 gauge normally use a pre-insulated terminals. The color of the insulation shows the size of the wire the terminal fits. Question. Aircraft electrical is manufactured in sizes according to a standard known as, answer, American wire gauge, AWG. This one did not need to be overthunk like I just did, so keep it simple. Who manufactures aircraft wire gauges? Question. Aircraft wire size is determined by using an Answer, wire gauge. Question, aircraft copper electrical wire is coated with tin, silver, or nickel in order to, answer, prevent oxidation. All right, thanks folks. That was part 4. Part 5 is going to start with lubrication systems. That's it I have for Powerplant. See you in the next video. Bye.